7 now. Last Friday, we spoke with Republican Congressman Greg Gianforte about his re-election bid. This morning, MTN's Dr. David Parker speaks with his opponent, Bozeman Democrat Kathleen Williams.
Good morning and welcome to the show, Kathleen.
Good morning. Thank you.
So, you've been on the campaign trail for what, over a year now?
October 26th.
October,
so almost rolled out.
So almost a year.
Yeah.
So you spent a lot of time with Montanans, and what have you learned in the campaign trail?
Oh, it's just been incredible. I mean, going from corner to corner of the state and talking to Montanans about what they care about. Really, healthcare is the issue that people talk about most broadly, most deeply, most urgently. And I worked on healthcare issues in the legislature, so I'm really looking forward to hitting the ground running in Congress and really trying to stitch together this patchwork that we have right now and ensure that people that are paying $2,000 a month with a $10,000 deductible don't have to pay that high level. So,
in the debate that we had this weekend, you talked about and suggested that your opponent, Greg Gianforte, was supporting legislation that would remove pre-existing conditions. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So he expressed support for something called Graham-Cassidy, which was a bill in the Senate that would do three things that we've been talking about the most, which is remove protections for pre-existing conditions. So if you develop asthma or if you get pregnant, not you, of course, but you would either not be able to be insured or you'd have to pay a lot more. It also raises costs for people over 50. Right now there's a protection against anyone over 50 being charged more than 3 times the average premium, and that would go up to 5. And then it rolls back expanded Medicaid, which I was honored to vote for in the Montana legislature, and we've got over 90,000 people that now have coverage because of that. So.
Now, in the debate and the campaign ads, repeatedly, your opponent basically suggested that you're just another voice for Nancy Pelosi. And of course, we know that you said that you're not going to support Nancy Pelosi for Speaker. In terms of issues, where would you say that you differ the most from a potential Speaker Pelosi?
Well, I think what's important to talk about and to get out is the reason that I said I wouldn't be voting for Nancy Pelosi, which is that with Paul Ryan stepping down, we have an opportunity to choose leadership on both sides of the aisle in the U.S. House that can really work together. And to me, one of the main reasons I'm running is that I think Congress is so close to broken, and the hyperpartisanship and the divisiveness and the inability to get things done is really meaning that Congress is an incredibly weak branch, and we need to restore the ability of Congress to get things done, and a lot of that is leadership. So I've been involved in choosing leadership teams at the state level. I've been asked to run for leadership, and I know how to put together and contribute to a leadership team that can actually work, and I think that's what we need to do in Congress.
What's the most important asset you bring to this race for the U.S. House?
Well, I think people want to see honor and integrity and civil dialogue and a person that's willing to work with people of all political stripes to get things done, that is willing to hold meetings that the public can come to and express their interests, even when they're passionate about something or disagree with me or others on something. We've held, I think, 4 roundtable discussions on controversial issues. We're doing several more in the campaign, and we invite the public to come. And my opponent, Congressman Gianforte, does not meet with the public and allow them to express themselves.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. Less than a month left to the end of the election. Make sure if you have an absentee ballot, send it back, or get out to vote on November 6th. Thanks.
Thank you.
Now, you can watch the interviews with Kathleen Williams or incumbent Greg Gianforte anytime on our websites or over at our YouTube pages.